Alright, this is Dan House here, very nice, very evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Hello, this is RJ City, and I am ethically opposed to any more wrestling podcasts. I don't know why you guys are talking about wrestling. It is a niche product. It is a very small industry. Yet, at this point, there's more wrestling podcasts than there are wrestlers. There is something wrong with society as a whole, but as you get smaller and smaller into wrestling, and then the wrestling podcast sphere, it gets even worse. And one such example, if I may turn on the microscope and look at the drudgery that happens to be True Heel Heat. SP3, Sid, this is your fault.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube and Facebook for Rated Raw Review number 111, The Ruler and the Beast, reviewing last night's Monday Night Raw for March 16th, 2026, as only we can. And of course, to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. He is the resident True Heel alcoholic himself. He is your resident Monday Night Raw reviewer. And of course, the number one Stephanie Vicaire fan and the candle maker, snooker collector himself, Top Guy JJ. How the hell are you?
I'm pretty good. Finally, after running a gauntlet of days at work, it's finally good to not have to report. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, chat? How y'all doing today? But, you know, it wasn't a waste of time last night, but it didn't build any more anticipation.
Unfortunately.
That's short-term answer I can give very quickly of what last night was.
Yes, sir. We're going to get into last night's show as only we can. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all those celebrating. And of course, we appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. You can drop a thumbs up on this video. You can share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. You can also sound off in the live chat. If you're with us live, we want to hear from you. You can be a part of the show, so we'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to get back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel and Rated Raw review and share your thoughts on Monday Night Raw last night, you can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support, like from our good brother Chuck Berry, starting us off hot with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. You were a big supporter yesterday for our very extensive review of AEW Revolution as well, and we appreciate you for that as well. He says, let me start off by saying this about Michael Cole. In the words of the great and famous Miss Chrissy Love, pack that man the hell up. He washed. I mean,
damn,
you're not wrong.
Damn.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
I remember.
We starting off angry.
What was it, like a couple of years ago? There was like this whole renaissance of like, oh, Michael Cole is good. He's actually good again. When Triple H took over creative and he didn't have Vince in his ear anymore. Over the last like 18 months, I think that faded away, and that Michael Cole has just gone back into not being a very good play-by-play commentator.
I mean, duh. His boyfriend isn't there anymore.
He's not as happy without Pat McAfee there.
His boyfriend is gone. Like, come, make it make sense. Come on, y'all. Y'all making this way too complicated.
That's fair.
Once his heart's broken. He's grieving right now. So we're seeing that grieve on TV every week.
Grieving is crazy. That's crazy. Grieving. He's going through an emotional loss. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the super chat donation to start us off. We also got Zach Minger, who has an actually correct day that he's giving us. He says, happy St. Patrick's Day, SP3, Top Guy JJ, and everyone. Do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
I might have a shot here and there, but those days of celebrating it, like going out to pubs and bar hopping with friends, yeah, those days are long gone. Those days are long gone. I literally did not know it was St. Patrick's Day until I was about to do my first show of the day. Yeah, no, 3/17 right after 3/16 day. So happy belated 3/16 day to you wrestling nerds. But yeah, and WWE's way of celebrating 3/16, let's put up stuff for auction and take your money.
They couldn't even get Stone Cold for the show. It was in San Antonio, Texas. Couldn't get
like niggas couldn't even get a discount for the day.
Couldn't even get like Austin on one of those potato phones with the bad imagery. Oh yeah, they did that for Randy Orton. My bad.
Yeah, wrong guy. But they had some sort of an idea. Just was for a pointless conversation that no one cared about.
Pretty much. Jordan says, thanks for the show, guys. Happy St. Patty's. Good to see you, Jordan, in the chat here. We got Eric Isaac who says, happy THH fam. Happy St. Patty's Day. The ruler now has officially arrived. Becky's back, and this time Roman's had the last word and the last laugh at the end. I mean, Did he have the last laugh? He got dropped on his ass.
I mean, technically, because the show ended with him laughing.
I guess. But I didn't know what he was laughing about. I was
Yo,
like, you got dropped on your ass, bro.
God, man. Sure.
But like this is the thing though. Like, we literally said this, JJ. When after that first promo, we was like, what was my whole thing to you? I was like, it was a great promo, one of the best promos of the year. We're gonna talk about this being one of the best promos of the year. But I was like, what else are they gonna talk about though? Because we still got 2 months until Mania. And what they have shown us in the last 2 promos that they had together, not much after that first one.
They're already Punk has already ran out of material because he's already telling Roman Reigns he's gonna beat him, remain heavyweight champion at WrestleMania. Oh shit. Oh my god. Now actually, that shit just woke me the fuck up. Oh shit. CM Punk is gonna defeat Roman Reigns with a go to sleep. And we're 5 weeks away from WrestleMania. Oh, my juices is flowing. My loins are tingling. Oh shit. Let's go. We juiced up, baby.
It's like, whoa, riveting stuff, guys. Riveting stuff. We got Prime Time in the chat with us. We got our boy Dion Jenkins. Good to see you, Dion. Dion, love the picture with you and Chase. We love when we put the community together, bring the community together. Great to see you guys at Revolution. I wasn't able to mention that yesterday during the Revolution review, but I appreciate you guys tagging us on social media with that. But Dion, you did not tell me that you are actually 50 Cent, because that picture made you look like 50 Cent. I was like, aka Ferrari F50. But good to see you, Dion. I hope you had a good time at Revolution. He says, what's up, THH? Oba has arrived, and I gotta say, this Roman and Punk buildup ain't hitting for me. You ain't the only one, brother. You ain't the only one. We got King Greg who says Brock ain't putting Oba over. Simple, to the point, and we don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm going to be hopeful. I'm going to be optimistic when it comes to that segment. I can't be optimistic about the final segment, so I'm going to at least be optimistic about the opening segment of the show. Mm-hmm. We got King Davion who says, does Triple H think this Masked Man shit is funny? I think he thinks that it actually is good television.
No, I think he actually believes it's good. Like, he actually believes that he's doing something like innovative right now. Because he's just
like, we cooking. He's like, we cooking now.
He's using more and more of them by the week. So they're loving it.
Yeah. I think they actually think this is good.
The viewing audience, on the other hand, y'all know how I feel about this Masked Man shit. Y'all bit like, even when it was one motherfucker, I didn't like this shit.
Yeah.
Now you multiplied it by 15, and all these niggas is pussy.
How are they going one at a time to attack Brock Lesnar?
Man,
one at a time. Let's go in a single file and try to attack Brock Lesnar.
There's like 15 of y'all. And they say the biggest person for a one-on-one interaction, and they all just don't pop off on this dude. I promise you something. Back when we were running around, if we were the True Heel Heat crew, when we was running around in all of these cities, I swear to God, strike me down if I'm lying. If we would have gotten our asses whipped, if we started something with one person or two people, or even three people, and there's like 9, 10 of us, and there's our asses that got handed to us, I'm leaving. I'm not friends with these people anymore. Because I don't trust these niggas anymore. Like, we can't fuck up 1 or 2 dudes when there's like 12 of us. Nah, bruh. All y'all niggas is cut off, B. All y'all
This
niggas
shit,
is cut off.
this realistically should be the last week of the Masked Man after last night.
They fucking buns. They all buns. Like, these niggas didn't even get a punch in. Like, not even one punch. These niggas got hugs because they all hugged them at the fucking end. And there was only 3 of them. Pussy! I said, all of them are pussies.
We got King Davion who says, "What's up, JJ? How did you like Revolution?"
Oh, yeah. I can't answer that question yet because I got bad friends.
Hey, to be fair, I was really watching it.
Up friends. These niggas.
I was watching it on Triller.
The day after, like, so nobody, so none of these niggas had phones on. None of these niggas' phones was on, but these same niggas was posting on Twitter. That's when you know you got bad friends.
I was doing that on my computer. What is the problem here?
See that? Defense mechanisms and lying are not good partners.
Oh my god, this is outrageous. Hey, you got all week to watch it. You got tonight and tomorrow night, or tomorrow during the day to watch it.
I'm not paying for that shit.
Oh, I got you.
I need
Don't worry.
One of my beautiful friends.
I got you. Don't worry.
Send me the fucking link. And this show happened almost 48 hours ago.
I ordered it, so I got you. Part driver finisher says he was just reading to say words Vince wouldn't allow him to say. Yeah, that's all it really was when he got good, Michael Cole. But yeah. We also got Chuck Berries who says he starts off the show by announcing that Becky Lynch is facing AJ Lee for the strap and not my girl Bayley, and he didn't correct himself until about a half an hour into the damn show. Well, that's what it really was about, because Chuck Berries is a big Bayley fan, so he felt offended that Michael Cole said Becky Lynch is facing AJ Lee on the show, even though he kind of spoiled that Becky Lynch was going to be returning on the show.
I mean, we all fucking know it. We literally said it last week. We literally said this last week. Like, if anyone was surprised by that, that's a you problem.
We got Volop who says Austin cares. Volop with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Volop. He says Austin cares more about Poncho and Macho than showing up on Raw. Solid ass cats.
I mean, did he have a reason to leave Poncho and Macho?
Nope.
The fuck happened on this show to make him travel to that arena? I mean, the crowd was great, unfortunately. But, they get what they get. Like a normal thing that we talk about week to week.
We also got Vala with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Vala, for the support. He says, brother, pink eye Paul Heyman was looking like it was 2000 and an ECW talent was asking him for the check. That is actually pretty good.
I mean, Paul Heyman he's into the craft. I'll give him that. He's into it. Regardless of how bad
committed.
It is, he's into it.
He's committed to the bit. He probably stood up all night to get that look down pat.
Mm-hmm. You know how he goes his sleepless nights to make the look authentic.
Oh, we also got Chrissy Love in the chat. He says, I'm sorry.
You know I love you.
he's like, God damn, none of my friends gonna answer me.
Yo, mind you, and I went into the chat like this morning, and I realized that she's like actually the only person to actually say something, while I got other selfish dickheads that just couldn't even be like, "Yo, my bad," like nothing. These classless ass niggas.
Check
This nigga just sent a notification 5 seconds ago. Revolution happened Sunday night at 8 p.m. and this nigga sent me the message at 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday.
You message nearly 10 p.m.
Lets me answer the question when someone asks me, JJ, how was Revolution? That's a dickhead move.
I thought you found a way. I thought you found a way.
This nigga just wanted to watch me bury myself and possibly lie about how I felt about some shit that I did not see yet.
Oh, Dre says, what's good, Chrissy? Love you. Hope you having a good day. Yes, we hope Chrissy's having a great day. We're off to a great start on our day today. But yes, let's get into last night's Monday Night Raw. What did you think about the crowd in San Antonio, Texas on 3/16 day?
Oh, crowd was ready for a show, man. San Antonio came out. They were ready. San Antonio was ready. So it was a good crowd. Really good crowd last night.
Yeah, I actually liked the crowd. I thought they were into a bunch of stuff, especially the opening to the show. Before we get to that, CM Punk, AJ Lee, Maxine Dupree, Judgment Day, and Stephanie Vicaire were all shown at the arena earlier in the day. I hate how they open every episode of Monday Night Raw. I just want to keep repeating that. Even worse, we go over to Michael Cole and Corey Graves at the commentary desk. And we get a half a dozen or over a dozen masked men swarming ringside, led by Seth Rollins, who entered the ring. Even Michael Cole stated, "Not this again," which I agree, Michael Cole. This is where I was in agreement with Michael Cole. Not again, please. What the who cares? Who cares? Seth Rollins unmasked. They even have a name graphic with a masked man.
Plate with the masked man.
I hate it here.
Do you have a picture of that?
No, I don't, unfortunately. I didn't take the screenshot fast enough. But oh my god, that was so annoying.
Yo. Yo, these niggas is grade A clowns, B. Like, yo, I promise you, when they come up with those graphics and they put that shit up, they like, yo, we cooking. That looks so cool.
This masked man shit is gonna continue, isn't it? Rollins said that he created the vision, and I would be the one to kill it. He didn't care if a Braun Breaker was on the shelf or if you were a hanger-on like Austin Theory and Logan Paul. If you stood next to Paul Heyman, you should consider yourself marked for death. Rollins mentioned that he had so much satisfaction at wrapping a chair or driving a chair into Paul Heyman's back 2 weeks ago and stomping his fat head on the mat. And at this point, we get a very disheveled, a very worn down version of Paul Heyman. Walked himself on the stage with bloodshot left eye or right eye and everything. The San Antonio crowd starts chanting, "Fuck you, Heyman," as Rollins says that he made a lot of mistakes in his life, but letting Paul Heyman into his inner circle was the worst one. He says that Rollins says that he would make Heyman pay for his betrayal every day until he was gone from the business. Rollins would cut him out like the cancer that he was.
Oh, we haven't used that line before.
Heyman says that Rollins effed with him, so he would F with Rollins. He repeated, everyone knows what it is. It's FAFO, FAFO, FAF5. Boom, 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 boom. Brock Lesnar came out to help out his advocate here. 5 masked men then entered the ring to protect the babyface, Seth Rollins. The babyface, Seth Rollins.
Pussies. All of them.
While the others guarded ringside, Lesnar starts wiping
look at
through.
That front nigga look at the front nigga. Look, that nigga looks scared to death, bro. that nigga look like he about to shit himself.
He's like, I'm about to die. But you get Brock, who starts wiping out the masked man. He takes out a bunch of them. He double clotheslines too, gives a suplex to a few others. He shrieked at a handful of others, and they basically ran for safety like bitches. Lesnar then suplexed and F5 the remaining masked man who greeted him in the ring. He deposed of one final one with the F5, and then he stared down with Seth freaking Rollins, looking like he was about to do something, but he just faced off with him for a few seconds before the lights cut out. And then doom, 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 doom. Ooh. Doom, doom. Ooh. Doom, 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 Ooh. Doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom. Oba Femi is here, and I got so happy. I was like, I did not like how this started, but I'm liking how it's gonna end. Oba Femi made his way down to the ring. Brock Lesnar backed himself into a corner and actually looked like he was in some type of fear with his guard up, as Rollins gleefully pulled back into another corner and watched on. After Oba entered the ring, Rollins slowly walked up beside Lesnar, and then he bailed from the ring when Lesnar turned his attention to him. But that was all Oba needed, because once Brock turned back around, he launches Brock up to his shoulders, then delivers the fall from grace as Michael Cole audibly says, holy shit. The crowd goes absolutely nuts for the fall from grace. They start going crazy for Oba. You hear Brock, if you listen close enough, Brock tells Oba, put your boot on my chest. And Oba puts his boot on his chest, and he points up to the WrestleMania sign, and I was like, that was a money segment. Money segment 100%. That is how you introduce a new top star. I wish that this was Oba Femi's first appearance on Monday Night Raw, because honestly, this is how you should have presented him from day, him dropping Brock Lesnar in impressive fashion. No one has ever manhandled Brock Lesnar to this degree. You get Lesnar bailing from the ring as Oba basically stares down at him. Oba has tears in his eyes. He knows how important this moment is, while Lesnar is basically in fear, but you can see all at the same time he wants to smile so much because he knows this was a money angle. And it was made official a little bit later on in the show that it will be Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Oba Femi accepts and answers Brock Lesnar's open challenge for the show of shows on April 18th and 19th in Las Vegas. This was great. This was great stuff. And the start of it, I think it was so stupid, so dumb. Everything with Seth Rollins right now is just off. He's not presented as a top star. I know it's probably because he hasn't been cleared to compete or be physical. Then don't put him on the TV show, because having him surrounded by the putties from the Power Rangers every week is just eye-rolling, cringe-inducing type television that is so beneath him and so beneath the Paul Heyman and everybody involved. It just feels so beneath them and seems so uninspired. Brock Lesnar coming out and beating up the putty squad, it was fine for what it was, but really the money and the great part about this is Oba Femi, because I went from basically going, oh, Brock Lesnar coming out, so they're doing Brock and Seth at WrestleMania. Ew. I was like, I don't want to see that again. Really? That's what we're doing? Braun Breaker is not healthy, so we're doing Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. No one wants to see that. I went from that to, oh my God, everybody wants to see Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar, and everybody wants to see Oba Femi defeat Brock Lesnar. That is what WWE needs to do. That is what Brock Lesnar needs to do. That is what Triple H needs to do. You put Oba Femi over Brock Lesnar, and you've made yourself a new main event star. You did great to set up the matchup at WrestleMania. Now you have to stick the landing by having Oba win. But what did you think about this opening segment here, JJ?
This segment was a complete microcosm of knowing how much the WWE watches the internet. This is how, that's what, to me, I think that's what makes this segment so good. It's because they swerve you into thinking you're going to get what you don't want, but you're going to get what our original plan was via a swerve. So to get the angle of, you're getting teased with something it's like you would accept it to a degree if you got another Brock and Seth, maybe, but not, you don't want it, but it's like, all right, it's happening, whatever. They don't have nothing else for Seth anyway. But it becomes astronomically better when the lights go out and you hear that boom, boom. And when you hear that, like, oh, that, yeah, you're listening. Because this is what niggas want. This is the only match niggas wanted Brock Lesnar to have. Niggas did not want Brock Lesnar and Gunther. Nobody wanted Brock Lesnar versus anybody else but him. And he's the one that came out. So that makes it so much better just on the entrance alone. And how the crowd, my God, like, ate him up.
Rainbow pants for me. Thank you. Say hi to JJ.
Hi, JJ. I'm Mike.
Hi, Harlem. Oh, you gotta rock those. You gotta rock those. You can stick one leg in there.
I don't know if it's gonna fit me.
You can stick one leg in there. Just cut the crotch out. You can stick one leg in there.
It should fit one of my legs. But yeah,
what Oba came out though, and what they the execution was better than expected. It was better than expected. Like, you would probably expect to see like fist to cuffs and a little back and forth. Maybe Brock gets clotheslined over the top rope. But my God, the perfection in that fall from grace. You can't get a better execution of that shit. Like, it was flawless. Like, it looked, man, that shit is picture perfect. That shit is video game worthy. Like, the way that shit was executed, like, so perfectly done. And it was with such impact, and it was believable.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like, yeah. And then you see the sort of foot on the chest was a major go from Brock Lesnar. That is a salute to Oba Femi from Brock Lesnar.
It's very similar to what he did with Drew McIntyre in the lead up to WrestleMania 36 when Drew lays him out. I think it's at Elimination Chamber that year, and he tells him, pick up the title. Pick up the title.
Mm-hmm. So this is Brock Lesnar being regardless of what people think about Brock Lesnar, this is Brock Lesnar being the ultimate professional. Because no one has put their foot on this man's chest. No one he's encountered has done that. Yeah. And that's the shit that a lot of people is going to remember, is how Brock was stood over by Oba Femi in this WrestleMania announcement like this. That shit was the absolute best part about this entire show, and
Indeed.
nothing's gonna come close.
No, there's one match that comes close.
Sure, whatever.
That's it.
This was as good of an end to an opener as you're gonna get from the WWE anytime soon. I won't say the whole segment was good, because the best part about the Masked Man Seth Rollins shit was when he came out for them couple weeks and he wasn't talking.
Yeah.
Once he started talking, I became immediately uninterested.
I was like, dude, no one cares about the Vision, bro. Like, why are you acting like the Vision is like been dominant or something? It hasn't. No one cares.
Like, dog, we're talking about Logan Paul and Austin Theory. like your words literally mean nothing. No one cares if you kill the Vision, because the Vision's literally been dead people walking on our screen for 8 months.
Yeah.
No one cares, dog. No one is going to be excited that you took out the Vision, because no one gives a fuck. But you know what we give a fuck about? The people that weren't even involved in the Vision angle. Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi.
Exactly.
The people that this segment wasn't even based around. That's how bad this Vision shit is that the only thing you're going to remember is Brock and Oba. And they have no ties to the Vision.
Yeah. Great stuff. Annika saying, okay, can we compare this segment to the Dancing Retribution? Do we still think Heyman did both? LOL. Yes, Heyman did both, but Heyman also did the closing segment, which still means that he's washed. So he could have one segment that worked out and it was well done, and this is kind of this is what he should be doing with someone like Oba Femi, especially if you want to present him as being on the level of a Brock Lesnar. If this is the match you're gonna go with, you needed this type of angle to go well, and that is how it should be booked, and that's how it came across. Oba Femi comes out of this looking like $1 million. It's all about the follow-up. It's all about what you do the next 4 episodes of Monday Night Raw that Brock's going to be on, and how you present Oba Femi as a threat to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And then you have to stick the landing of having Oba Femi beat Brock Lesnar as well. So that is my question to you, JJ. Do you think Oba Femi will beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 42?
Clearly Kofi Kingston wants it, because he asked Oba to avenge all of us black people.
The ultimate avenger, Black Panther.
I mean, it's the absolute right thing to do. Oba should win this match, because Oba Femi already looks like a championship contender. Like, could you imagine the pathway after Roman beats CM Punk and a possible collision course with Oba Femi and the Tribal Chief? Like, this is the only route y'all need to go. Because if you put Brock over, for what? For what? Brock isn't going for any championships. Brock isn't interested in being the man again, clearly. He is here to do a service. He is here to be a fucking badass. He is here to fucking beat people up. And he is here to help make stars. And putting Oba Femi over at WrestleMania will solidify that for Oba Femi. And Oba Femi will then no longer have to deal with the likes of Rusev's and Kit Wilson's and all this garbage that he's been handed to introduce him to the fans. No, once you pull this off, Oba's the man. Oba's the ruler. And now you can catapult him into the desperately needed main event scene. Because God knows we need a fresh injection in the main event scene.
I was like, they already fumbled Braun Breaker last year. Braun Breaker hit his peak when he turned on Seth Rollins last year, and they did not strike while the iron is hot. This one, the iron is hot, and it can even get more red hotter over the next couple of weeks heading into WrestleMania. And if he beats Brock Lesnar, you're absolutely right. The next step is him winning the World Heavyweight Championship from a Roman Reigns or a CM Punk. I would set it up where I honestly would do it on the Raw after WrestleMania, but I know that's just wishful thinking on my part. I would do Oba beats Brock at WrestleMania. He goes on to win the King of the Ring, and he beats Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
That's what I have forecasted in my head for SummerSlam for Oba Femi. Like that should be a crowning moment for him one way or another. God, willing he stays healthy and everything goes good, because his trajectory is, his shit ain't even like point. His shit is going all the way up. Yeah. His shit just spiked. Like he just spiked. So wherever he's at now, he is going to be one of the most beloved people in the fucking building. The following that he's going to gain after what he did to Brock Lesnar, and this is why, people say whatever they want about Brock Lesnar. This was a fucking great move by Brock Lesnar. Yeah. This was a fantastic move by Brock Lesnar to give that man that spotlight and that kind of shine, because Brock Lesnar knows what Oba Femi did to him was the most special thing in his career to this point.
Yo, you saw that with Oba having the tear going down his face. Like it got him emotional. He knew how important this was in his career.
And the fact that, we give the company a lot of shit as they deserve. So let's not get it twisted when I decide to give them credit for something that is actually well. One, Oba's music is a fucking banger.
Oh, yeah.
They fucking crushed that shit. His entrance, they crushed that shit. His whole aura, they nail Oba Femi.
I saw somebody on social media say he feels like 1998 Goldberg in all the best ways. Like that type of dominant force that can just go straight to the moon in quick fashion.
And Oba could talk.
Exactly.
He could talk. He's got character. He looks relatable. Like they nailed it with Oba Femi. So the only way to pay this off and get the fans hooked on this man is to have them finish the job and have him beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. There's no question what the right move is. It just depends on if WWE is going to do it, because this company has not had the best 18 months of booking.
They gotta realize that there is that the age number on all of these big stars is only going up. They're not gonna be around much longer. You gotta start to look at the Braun Breakers when he's back. You gotta look at the Brunson Reeds and the Oba Femis. You gotta look at the Trick Williams, the Carmelo Hayeses. You gotta start paying attention and getting these guys more shine. Because this is the future of your business. Yeah. These guys are your future. Like CM Punk is not going to be around for maybe another 3-4 years tops, if even that. Roman Reigns is literally any year he can retire.
Exactly.
Any year now, Roman Reigns could call it a quits.
Like three of your top 4 WrestleMania main eventers are either going to be gone or in their 50s and should not be in the main event scene in 5 years. And you got to start building. I think Cody, he has a little bit more time,
but he has more time. But he even openly says when he signs his next contract, it's his last.
Yeah, that's true too. So yeah, it's all your main eventers is like that at this point. You gotta set up for the next generation. You gotta set up for the Oba Femis, for the Trick Williams, for the Javon Evans, for the Carmelo Hayeses. Like these are the guys that can be at the top of the company in 5-6 years. But you gotta start now. And like I said, you kind of miss the peak of Braun Breaker. You can always recover him because he's so young, but you gotta capitalize when you have someone who's ready-made like a Oba Femi. You gotta capitalize now. He's an NIL like homegrown wrestler from the PC as well, and those don't come around all the time. A guy that has that type of aura, that type of presence, immediately when the fans see him, they see a main eventer. You got to strike while the iron is hot. There is no other option than to have him beat Brock Lesnar, because if he loses to Brock Lesnar, you once again have fumbled on one of your young guys.
And Oba Femi, regardless of what people think about stamina and all of that, Oba Femi's a generational talent. He's one of those guys you don't get very often. He's one of those guys that you can actually build a company around. Yeah. You don't get that very often. The last guy that they got was Cody Rhodes, and this was 4 years ago. The last guy before Cody Rhodes was Roman Reigns. Like, they don't get these guys very often that can be at the apex of their company. Like, if they fuck this up, they potentially fuck all of that up.
Yeah.
Because
hopefully they
want
realize
to see Oba succeed.
Yes. Most definitely. You hear the reaction. Like you would think that he's been around for so long. Like he didn't just debut. He just debuted on NXT in 2023. 2023. 3 years ago, he debuted on NXT, and he's already feels like he can be the next top star and the guy tomorrow. We got a super chat donation. Thank you so much from Chuck Berries. He says, here's to the original Harlem Globetrotter. Thank you so much for that. Nothing like a good old-fashioned run-in from the children. Yes, she's always known for that.
And I think so. And I think, and this could be like this is just my imagination running. This could be like what a lot of these talks are, probably even like with the creative team in the back. Probably why they didn't pull the trigger with Braun Breaker, because they didn't get that reaction.
Yeah.
That's the reaction of a champion. And that's probably like he didn't get that shit. Erupted a place. Braun Breaker gets noise. Oba got superstar treatment.
Yep. Immediately. Like as soon as they heard his song on the main roster, they were already with the who. Like they on it. Oba. Yeah. Oba. Like it's 1998 Goldberg in the best way possible, like right now. And you gotta
aura, the spotlight. They beautifully done for him. They nailed Oba Femi.
Yeah. But they need to fix.
Then the compliments will come to a close because we got way more show to talk about.
Yeah.
But for this part, yeah, chef's kiss on the Oba Femi treatment so far.
Absolutely. We get a replay of El Grande Americano winning the Reina del Rey's Fatal 4-Way at the AAA show, thanks to in part to interference from Ryu and Bravo Americano, who handcuffed the original El Grande to a railing in the crowd. Kaiser was wildly cheered for the win because he's a babyface there and he's a heel in the United States. You would think that would mean the original El Grande is supposed to be a babyface here and a heel in Mexico. He's definitely a heel in Mexico, but he got no reaction when he came out here. Like I was just like, yo, bro, you just showed us this crowd going crazy for this whole feud in Mexico. Keep that shit in Mexico then. Like, that's how I felt hearing the reaction to both of these El Grandes here. I was like, this feels like a waste to do it
So let me
here
get this
instead of
straight.
Mexico.
So the original is a heel in Mexico?
Yes.
That's not how they portray it on Monday Night Raw, which is why the crowd is always confused.
Yes. Precisely. That's what they're trying to have this cute kind of dynamic where the roles are reversed, where we're depending on if it's in Mexico or in the United States. They don't care about either one of these mask guys in the United States. It seems like to me, like they get kind of the polite response, like, "Oh, okay." But they're not into this rivalry like this. Like, I don't know. We got Cole who says that this is their first singles match, which isn't true if you consider their actual identities. We have seen Chad Gable versus Ludwig Kaiser before. This followed the usual pattern after the commercial break. We get Gable, who's beaten up El Grande, the real El Grande Americano, as Corey Graves put it on commentary. He has the match won, but then Bravo and Ryu Americano distracted the referee. We get original El Grande deals with Ryu and Bravo. He clotheslines Ryu over the top rope. Meanwhile, Bravo comes into the ring and he slides a metal plate into the real El Grande's mask while the referee was distracted with Gable, who was taking care of the elder El Grande on the outside. He throws him into the timekeepers area. Then he heads up to the top rope and he delivers a flying headbutt, and he connects with El Grande, the real El Grande's metal in his mask. The loaded mask knocks out Gable, and this leads to Kaiser putting his shoulder over the original El Grande and getting the 1-2-3 to pick up the victory here. We get a replay of the headbutt, and it showed that he completely missed it, so the finish stunk. And this whole thing doesn't work in the United States. I'm just convinced of that. This match was fine. It's Ludwig Kaiser versus Chad Gable. These guys are two good professional wrestlers who have made this gimmick work way longer than it was supposed to work. But it works better in Mexico. So keep that shit in AAA. That's all I got to say about that. What did you think?
I don't have anything to say about it. This shit was... The mood changes completely once the rest of the show starts, but I don't care about any of this match bullshit. I got nothing for you. This shit is stupid, all of it.
And the sad part is this feud's gonna continue.
No, they're not gonna move on because they got time to fill. But this, yes, it's God. Poopy.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I wish they would have moved on by now. Like the joke got played out like 6 months ago, and they're still dragging this out.
Going on is nauseating.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I'm not giving this any attention or energy.
I totally understand. We got King Davion who says the match was whatever. I agree. Like I want Gable. Yeah, Gable's in amazing shape. Like Jordan says here, magnificent shape. But like, dude, come on, man. Keep that shit in Mexico. It's actually over. It's over ridiculously in Mexico for some reason. I don't get it, but it's over. And like King Davion's right. Like it looks like we're heading in the direction that they're going to do mass versus mass at WrestleMania. But I don't even think that Las Vegas crowd, that is the hardcore of the hardcores going to WrestleMania, is going to care about this matchup either.
We got four non-luchadors sharing a rivalry in lucha style. And it looks bad. You get a much better version of what lucha wrestling looks like in the same show.
Exactly.
This version is your fucking department store shit. The shit that you get at, your local Woolworth or your fucking Maison or your fucking KB sec. This is your cheap shit. This is your discount shit. You don't want the discount shit. I want the real shit. I don't want Fugazi. I'm tired of seeing Fugazi. Let me get the authentic shit. And thank God we got some authentic shit later. But this was some Fugazi shit. I'm tired of seeing Fugazi.
Today is 316 day, or last night was 316 days. So Cole announced that WrestleMania tickets are now 31.6% off only yesterday for 316 day. Then we see a car pulling up to the arena, and out comes the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. He arrives and he was approached by Jimmy and Jey Uso. Roman looks upset, but then he smiles and he says that he was happy about how they handled CM Punk last week. Reigns then says that they didn't get the Usos said they are upset because they didn't get their apology, but he says that's fine. He says he will get it for them, and the Usos said that they need to talk. Roman says first he needs to say something. He looks into the camera and he told his entire family that they all should be offended by what CM Punk said about his father. He invited the family and cousins to deal with Punk before and after Mania. But on that weekend, Punk belonged to him. This was fine. Wasn't anything to write home about. We would get a follow-up to this a segment or two later, but what did you think?
I love my tribal chief and I love the Usos and I love this stuff, but that was so underwhelming. Because if this was any place other than the WWE, I would be like, oh shit, yeah, these niggas is about to pop off. Like they about to bring all the Samoans through. Ain't no one coming.
Nope.
And if they got anyone, it's gonna be like one guy. It's gonna be like one person. But yeah, that shit felt empty to me. I was like, whatever.
It's like ho hum. Not the response that I wanted from Roman after what happened 2 weeks ago.
I think that's where I was like, sure. Yeah, you should be a lot more upset than this, but you back to being all cool, calm, and collected and not giving a fuck about anything. So all right, cool. I'm not gonna give a fuck either.
Yeah, why should if you're not gonna care, why should I?
Precisely.
Then during the ad break, we get "You Are Cursed." We get him to come out and he's handing out t-shirts again. He's got a t-shirt gun. He launches that into the crowd. Then he has a t-shirt cannon that he throws out multiple t-shirts into the crowd. They have literally made Danhausen a mascot, which is both awesome and hilarious all at the same time.
I mean, did you expect anything else?
No, I didn't. My question to you is, do you think Danhausen will ever wrestle?
In a gimmick match. In a
like
gimmick
what?
match that he will get his ass.
What would be the gimmick match you would give Danhausen?
Some type of dumbass cursed clownhausen match, some shit.
Cursed clownhausen match sounds hilarious.
It's gonna be stupid. It's going to be mind-numbingly stupid. The minute they actually have to put their brains together and put him in a match, it's going to be stupid. Oh, it's going to be really stupid. Probably worse than the box.
I mean, that's saying a much. That's saying a lot. That is saying a lot. So we shall see. We shall see what happens with Danhausen.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see. I don't want to see. I have literally zero faith in what they would do with that man in a wrestling ring.
They would just be like, he's not big enough to face anyone. I don't know. I think the better question is how long can they get away with this without having him wrestle?
As long
I'm
as
gonna
possible.
say
As long as
You're
possible.
You're not wrong.
No one here, no one in this chat, no one wants to see him in the fucking ring. No one wants that. I don't care how much love you have for him. No one wants a wrestling match with Danhausen in it.
You're also not wrong. You're not wrong. Won't argue with that. Up next, we get Liv Morgan with a video package of the show highlights of the Judgment Day turning on Finn Balor. We hear from Liv Morgan, who cuts a pre-tape promo on Balor. She says that this was her plan when she joined the Judgment Day all those years ago. Balor was never in charge. He was on borrowed time, and he just didn't know it. Morgan knew when Balor was lying and scheming that it was going to be a pleasure watching him fall from grace. Balor couldn't hang with them anymore because he got soft. He was a pathetic, washed-up loser. They took a page right out of his playbook when they laid him out. JD McDonough was finally free from Balor holding him back. Daddy Dom was still the AAA Mega Campeon and would regain the Intercontinental Championship. While Raquel Rodriguez was a future champion, and at WrestleMania, Morgan would be the new WWE Women's World Champion. Morgan didn't hide behind her family's back like Vicaire claimed. They had her back. Without Finn, they were better than ever. This was effective, but it was a letdown that this was the only follow-up to the Judgment Day turning on Finn Balor last week. I wanted a little bit more to drive the point home that this is a new version of Judgment Day. I will say that Liv Morgan came off like the leader of Judgment Day, which I was supposed to believe that there was no leaders, but Liv obviously feels like the leader after this promo.
This entire promo was fucking stupid. And I guess this is probably what people wanted, I guess, to a degree. If people wanted it, good on you. Good for you. But this was their plan all along. You only kept him in the group because of the friendship with Dominic. This shit is so tired. Like, this is so tired. And the group that you were in that is supposed to have no leaders, but you just said that there's a new queen or whatever the fuck phrase that you used. That was the use term of the word leader, whatever word you used. That was leader. Because you went into talking about your peers and your other people, and the first thing you said about Raquel, she's a future world champion, but she ain't no leader. But it's you that's the leader. You.
She's like, I'm going to be the women's world champion at WrestleMania.
It's actually annoying the way they're trying to like shove Liv Morgan down our throat as somebody that is supposed to be like a major player. And I'm not fully buying it, but it's you know, it's going to be the gooners that love Liv Morgan. It's going to be the gooners that just love to look at her when she come out and just watch how her fucking body contorts when she does her moves and shit, like a bunch of fucking like measly lowlives that don't pay attention to her wrestling style, which isn't really that great. But, you know, it is what it is. And we're going to hopefully Liv doesn't fucking hold Stephanie down during this match.
No.
And hopefully Stephanie can do what she's capable of in this match and don't have to fully hold back on Liv Morgan, which I do say that Liv Morgan does do well, is Liv Morgan takes bumps very well.
Yeah.
she's a bump taker. Like, so Liv Morgan might get her ass whooped in this match. But what they do with the result, Lord only fucking knows.
That's the caveat here. What are they going to do to get to the finish? I think that, yeah, Stephanie McCare is one of the best women's wrestlers on the WWE roster. So I have a whole bunch of faith in her to basically carry Liv to a decent matchup at least. But it's kind of shaky. It's kind of shaky how they're going to get there. And the buildup hasn't been focused really on this rivalry. They haven't really built a story, built a rivalry. And that's been the issue with a lot of the builds to WrestleMania so far. A lot of this feels like there's no substance to a lot of these feuds. There's no substance. There's no issue outside of two women trying to win the Women's World Championship between Stephanie McCare and Liv Morgan. There's no substance. There's no real sizzle in Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. There is some substance.
Are you crazy? Rhea's built for go and Jade is built for show.
Your muscles are bigger than mine, but mine are built for go, and yours is built for show. Oh,
you look great.
Oh man, yeah, they both got muscle.
Yo, these niggas are sinking me.
Yo, it's like so uninspired drivel. It's uninspired drivel that you can see. Like, it really feels like they have built WrestleMania by ChatGPT.
The fact that I don't know which one is worse. I think Jade and Rhea's is worse.
Yes,
because they literally just spend time just talking about each other's bodies. That's when you know you ain't got shit to talk about. Rhea does not want to do this match, bro. But she's going to work. She's got to do it. She's going to do it. She's going to do her best. She's going to try her best to make Jade something. And Jade is just going to be Jade and probably not care about the whole interaction.
And it's also the fact that if you ask me who's the best wrestlers on the WWE roster, of the last 18 months, you know who I would say? Gunther and Io Sky. What the fuck are they doing for WrestleMania?
So far, Io is helping others. And so far, Gunther has no spot on the show.
Gunther hasn't had no spot on this show. Yeah.
On Raw, that is. I'm not talking on Raw, that is. The man that retired John Cena and AJ Styles has no working angle heading into WrestleMania.
I'm so
pissed.
Can I tell you how pissed I am with that? The fact that we did that with Gunther to not have a plan for him for WrestleMania.
Not even program work, not even promo work. Literally, their WWE card is full. And he's not on it.
Nothing we can do for you, man. We're sorry. We got a lot of stuff cooking over here. You know, we don't have anything for you right now. Man.
These niggas might just throw together Gunther and fucking Penta or some dumb shit. Or some hot shot bullshit. That these motherfuckers have no fucking real interaction. No real beef. But they're gonna hot shot something together for these two cats right before Mania.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be bad.
So ridiculous. We get here up next. We go backstage to Roman Reigns, who is sitting around with the Usos, Jimmy and Jay.
2 segments.
Jay was surprised that Reigns didn't drop Punk after he said what he said about his father. Jimmy brought up Punk's comments. He was like, yeah, we asked him for an apology last week. And all he kept saying is, you're part-time this, you're part-time that. Rain said that none of them saw their father. He says that none of them saw their fathers much when they were kids. But with his kids, it would be different. The whole world could call him a part-timer if they wanted. He didn't care. As long as his wife and kids knew he was a full-time father. That was his legacy. That was the biggest flex any superstar could ever say. Jimmy was happy to hear this, but Jay still wanted an apology from Punk. Rain says that he didn't need an apology, but he thought that the Usos did. So he said that he would go get them one. He says, and I mean, what's the worst that can happen? CM Punk gonna beat me up? And then they all laughed at this as Roman got up to leave.
Bruh. I am going to have so many problems with this final segment. Just so you know. But
the fact that he never even asked for the apology.
Once. You selfish bastard. Yo, this nigga continues to lie to his family, bruh. Oh, my God. You know, I'm going to save my rant for fucking later. But this whole promo wasn't bad.
No, it was very
terrible in hindsight.
Yeah. It's very much, though, feels derivative. It feels derivative of the Bloodline story. It was very much a Bloodline-esque segment in 2026, 2 years since the Bloodline was actually the main story.
But this promo connected no dots to the next promo.
Agreed.
None. Connected none. It's like they just completely forgot that this one happened. This promo happened. Wait till we get to when we get to the other one. I want to see where they connect at all.
We shall see. Next up, let me see here. I think I forgot to go to here. No, we got that already. Okay. Fourth, the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, AJ Lee defended against Bayley. Early on, oh my God, it felt like these two ladies were wrestling in quicksand. You get a lot of awkward spots where Bayley has to go like in slow motion and swing at AJ so AJ can get like a sunset flip and then a crucifix and near fall. They started trying to trade near falls early on and it just didn't work. There was just something that felt like they were going in slow motion here. After the commercial break, though, it got a little bit better. You get Lee, who got a bulldog counter and then a standing sliced bread, but Bayley responded with a single leg crab and a knee strike. Bayley yanked AJ off the top rope and hits the Bayley to belly and gets a near fall. They traded strikes until Lee hits a shining wizard. Bayley then Lee tries to go for the Black Widow, but Bayley's able to counter and she hits a side slam. She then brings her close to the turnbuckle where she goes up to the top rope and then she tries to go for the flying elbow drop, but AJ's able to move out the way. This leads to Lee locking on the Black Widow this time, getting it fully applied, and Bayley stays in it for a few seconds before tapping out to give AJ Lee the victory, so she retains the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. This was just fine. It was a rough start to this matchup where it just didn't feel like they were on the same page, but it got better as it went along. And I thought that they turned up the intensity a bit with the little strike exchange and slap exchange they had on their knees. And the wrestling got a little bit better towards the end. So overall, just a fine matchup. AJ Lee retains the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Post-match, she hugs Bayley. Bayley leaves out through the crowd and gives AJ AJ the ring. AJ during the ad break goes around ringside and she's slapping high five with the fans. There she's celebrating her victory when out of nowhere, as she's celebrating right at the end of the ad break, we get Becky Lynch attacking AJ Lee from behind. As they return from break, Becky is attacking her, and then Lynch then tosses her into the barricade. She puts the boots repeatedly to AJ. The highlight of this was a young fan trying to reason with Becky, and Becky just screamed in her face in response. The little girl held her hand up as if to tell Becky to calm herself down. As officials checked on Lee, we get Becky, who picks up the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, and she decks AJ with it to leave her lane. She then raises the Intercontinental Championship to let AJ know she is coming for the gold. I thought the post-match angle was effective to set up another round of Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. I know there's going to be some people that don't want to see that, but I think this is the most logical direction for them to go to for WrestleMania just 4 weeks away. What did you think about AJ and Bayley and then the post-match with Becky?
AJ and Leah, I think you hit it right on the head with that really slow start. It was so sluggish when it started. It did pick up. It's almost kind of like they found their chemistry a little bit, and then they kind of like turned it into an actual real match. I was really surprised with the clean finish. Like, I was really surprised that it finished like that clean. And Bayley is just now completely out of the picture.
Yeah,
like I was really like puzzled by that a bit, but I was like, okay, I guess they're going for this one-on-one dolo again, AJ and Becky. And I was like, all right, at what point, like, why isn't Becky out here fucking her up yet? And then, sure enough, as the commercial break concludes, AJ's getting her ass beat by Becky Lynch. And I'm like, why didn't they show this before the commercial started? But
I mean, they wanted to kind of get you into a false sense of security with seeing her celebrate the win and thinking that, oh, it's just going to be a happy ending. Maybe they'll save Becky for next week, and then boom, give you it.
Yeah, I wasn't being shocked by that whatsoever. Knew it was coming. It's like, just fucking give it to us, or just like everyone knows it's happening. Just deliver it.
Yeah, that's a good point. We get in the back. JD McDonough yelled at Adam Pearce for giving away Dom's Intercontinental Championship matchup. Pearce says that he didn't give it away. Dom wasn't cleared. As they've argued, we then get Penta, who appears, and he gives JD the zero mero and thanked Pearce. Pearce walked away, and they turned the crowd noise back on as Penta was making his way down to the ringside area. That led into Penta coming out with a good response from the fans once again. He was really over here in San Antonio, Texas. They have allowed a very known Lucha Libre community out there, so it makes sense. He gets on the mic for a second week in a row, and he says that he wanted to be a fighting champion. He told Adam Pearce to pick anyone, because he would always be ready. Penta continued in Spanish, and fans chanted his name, and then he advised his opponent to be ready because he is Soy Penta, and he has zero mero. His opponent would be Dragon Lee. This got a good response from the fans, as well as Dragon Lee going one-on-one with Penta for the first time in a WWE ring. They shake hands right from the start, and then they start going back and forth for a bit early on until Dragon Lee hits a beautiful flip dive to the outside. Penta came right back in, and he hits one of his own this time. After a break, we get hard chops from both men and then strikes until Penta landed Dragon Lee, drop-checking Lee with a super kick. We get Dragon Lee, who hit a super kick of his own and then followed up with the Styles Clash for a very loud AJ Styles chant. We then get Penta, who reverses Dragon Lee on an attempt to hit the Operation Dragon, and he actually catches him into a Penta driver, and he gets a near fall. With Dragon Lee on the apron, we have Penta, who tried a leaping springboard move, but Penta caught him and with a mid-air super kick. With Penta seated on the announce table, Dragon Lee does this incredible looking tope suicida, wiping out Penta and dropping them off the announce table. That was crazy. We get Dragon Lee, who follows that up with Operation Dragon for the 1-2. Penta kicks out at 2.9. Then Dragon Lee went for the hidden blade, but Penta was able to duck it. He then hits his crazy looking Mexican destroyer for the 1-2-3 to pick up the victory here. This was a really, really fun matchup. I thought these two guys worked extremely well together. This turned out to be an absolute banger. They showed great chemistry, and I would love to see them have an even longer matchup. This one went nearly 13 minutes, and I just felt like they were scratching the surface on what they can do together. Dragon Lee has been extremely motivated as of late. He's been having great matches, whether it's this one or the one against Gunther. This is probably the best match I've seen on Monday Night Raw since Gunther versus Dragon Lee a couple of weeks ago. So Dragon Lee's off to a great start. I want to see more for him. He's a guy that is so talented, so gifted in the ring. What he can do is so different from what Penta or Rey Fenix or Rey Mysterio can do in the ring. He should be highlighted and platformed way more than he already is. And Penta's off to a great start with this Intercontinental Championship run. The promos have been on point and showing off his range, whether it's speaking in English or speaking in Spanish. He just connects with the crowd. He has that organic connection with the crowd, and they want to root and rally behind him in every instance. And I want this IC title open challenge to be a regular highlight of Monday Night Raw, because we can always be guaranteed at least one very good to great matchup, and we got it here with Dragon Lee. What did you think?
And this is what made me hate the Grande bullshit even more, is when you get actual luchadors, actual great luchadors, having themselves a fantastic match in the WWE umbrella. So let's get this straight. That was just testing the waters of what these two are capable of.
Yeah.
This match was absolutely fantastic, by the way. This is how these great that has that slow start, has that feel out process, and then it fucking intensifies and it picks up and it gets crazy. That fucking Mexican destroyer, the snap on that Mexican destroyer was so fucking perfect. and it's like, man, if these two had an actual rivalry, how crazy these matches could get.
Yeah.
Because this is them two having this type of match and they're friends. like they really like each other. And they fucking went out and had that kind of match. Like, this was fucking awesome. This was awesome to see. This is great to see Penta and Dragon Lee get this kind of spotlight on Monday Night Raw with the IC title on the line, have some prestige in this match involved. And I'm just happy and delighted that Penta is in this light. And the more he's in this light, the people are just loving him more and more by the week. And it is great to see. I just need to see what the fuck they're doing for my man at Mania.
Yeah.
Because right now, he don't have a WrestleMania plan.
Like we said when he first won, that maybe they do like a multi-man matchup, and they still have the pieces in place. They could throw in both El Grandes, they can throw in a Dragon Lee, they can throw in a Javon Evans, and maybe even a Kofi Kingston into the mix here. Would that be enough for you in regards to Penta? As long as, I think, as for me personally, I think as long as he retains in that matchup, I think that would be enough for Penta as of right now, this early into his IC title reign.
Yeah, I think, I don't want it to be like one of those 6-pack, one fall to a finish type matches. Like, let there be like a stipulation in there. Like, make it a ladder match or something. Like, make it something that can really highlight all of these people that you're discussing in this match. Because if they just get put in a regular match and it's a regular wrestling match, like, it's going to be good, but it's going to be kind of a clusterfuck. So, like, they got to kind of have something where, like, shit is going to hit the fan and no other match is going to be booked like this on the card.
Yeah.
So this could stand out on its own. Let it just be like a multi-man ladder match or something like that. Kind of how they did for WrestleMania 32, which back then was the best match on the fucking show.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't have no problem with them running that shit back, and it's due. It's been 10 years since they've done that. So let them do that again.
Yeah, I would be down for that. I would actually like that a lot. And it would highlight a whole bunch of different guys. And like WrestleMania, I think you always kind of need the multi-man ladder match. Like, I feel like a WrestleMania card is always better for having one of those multi-man ladder matches. Even like you said with WrestleMania 32, that card is not that good. But that matchup and the women's triple threat are like the only ones that are still memorable and talked about 10 years later.
Yeah, exactly. And it's due. Honestly, it's due. Like, sometimes when, you know, things become overly repetitive, this one's actually due to happen. This one should happen.
Yeah.
And this is how you would get them all on the card without having to come up with stories for every one of them.
Yeah. Then we go backstage to our favorite storyline, JJ.
Don't. Oh, God.
The Vision.
Oh, God.
Paul Heyman is approached by Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Theory said that Lesnar would take care of Oba Femi while they would take care of Seth Rollins. Heyman says that could be the worst thing they could do. Rollins' game plan was to divide and conquer. It was the art of distraction, but they can't afford to be distracted any longer. Heyman says that Rollins hit him with the steel chair and curb stomped him. But Rollins received no such punishment, no due diligence, nothing at all, because the Vision had no power. They needed titles. He said that they needed to win the World Tag Team Championships from the Usos. And then he could position them to get singles titles. So their focus right now should be on the Usos. Then we get Austin Theory walks away. He takes the orders and he's about to go do everything. They're on board. And then Logan Paul sticks around and says that he's planning on getting LA Knight for Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman didn't look too thrilled about that plan. All of this shit sucks. I don't like the Vision. I'm so over it. I'm so like, yeah, that's great. Like, just go for the tag team titles. That's more of you two guys' speed more than anything else that y'all are doing. Still dealing with Seth Rollins, y'all should not be doing that because y'all weren't even involved when the Vision turned on him. And I know he explained, oh, you stand by Paul Heyman, I'm gonna get my revenge. No one cares. So just go after the tag team titles because obviously WWE don't care about the tag team titles either.
Yeah, because they don't even bring them to the show.
Nope. We had the tag team champions on the show the last 2 weeks. We have not seen the World Tag Team titles.
Yeah. Actually, probably like 3 weeks. But yeah, no sight. You don't even know what those fucking titles look like. You have to go back to like the beginning of February or January to see what them shits look like. You know, and then the last time they defended those titles, guess who they were against? Yay, you ready for trivia? It was motherfucking Otis and Tozawa.
Alpha Academy. Yeah.
And that's all the commentary I have for this bullshit Vision segment. Wasn't even about the Vision. It was more about the tag team titles missing. No one cares, bro. No one cares.
No one cares. Dion says Heyman is in his second worst era after Ryback. Yeah. But like at least with Ryback, This was Ryback. This was Ryback.
Why did that name come up even twice in this show?
This is Ryback is Ryback after is Ryback after his rise, and he was already cooked. He's already on the downhill. It was Curtis Axel trying to get a re push. This is Logan Paul, who a lot of y'all loved like 2-3 years ago, or at least were tolerating, or at least were like, oh my God, he's so much better than he should be. And it was Austin Theory, who 3-4 years ago, everybody thought he was going to be a future WWE champion. Like, there was actual expectations for these guys. But yes, it is as bad or worse than Ryback.
Oh, y'all niggas is killing me. 4 times. I'm not saying that name. We mentioned that shit 4 times on why? Yo, what? This is how bad division is.
Yes.
No. Y'all not dragging me down that fucking rabbit hole.
Say it. Make it 5.
Absolutely not. No.
Make it 5.
No.
5 times.
No.
5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times.
It's gonna stay at 4. Just like
Come
that.
Come on, say it. Say it. Give the people what they want. Send a super chat donation. Make JJ say the word. I'm not gonna say it. He needs to say it the 5th time.
I'm not fucking saying it, bro. Fuck out of here. It's dragging me down some fucking rabbit hole like that. You know how depressed we were during that time? You know how bad wrestling was at that time?
It was not good. But I think that this Vision segment was just a sign of things to come, because this show went off a cliff after this segment. Because next we have...
we did get saved by Penta and Dragon Lee for a little
bit. So. But this show just gets worse and worse, because next we have Maxine Dupree versus Natty in their 3rd matchup in 2 months.
Somebody's asking for this match, like, to keep happening.
Apparently. Maxine hits a fireman's carry suplex and showed off her aggression by dropping her straps.
Love that.
She then hit an elevated or a leg drop and gets a 2. Natty kicked out, and then Dupree acted shocked that a leg drop would only yield a 2 count. Natty came back. She tried different submissions, but Maxine fought her off. Eventually, Natty hits the discus lariat and then follows up with the sharpshooter and gets the tap out victory here. This match went just over 4 minutes. This was nothing, and the crowd cared less than me. Surprisingly, because I didn't care any, but it seemed like the crowd cared even less. Natty goes into the camera outside and she says, "The dungeon is still alive." Holy shit. You're telling me that Becky Lynch, I love Becky Lynch. Y'all know this. I'm a big fan. She shouts me out every week. But she wasted like 4 months of our life with a Maxine Dupree rivalry, all for Maxine to be jobber fonder for Natty. For Natty's 11th different push of her WWE career. Any thoughts?
I'm going to continue to play Monopoly Go until you're done.
You don't have any thoughts on the great rivalry between Natty and Maxine?
Oh, I'm going to get the shut down Dexter Cricket's property. Let's go.
No, I'd like. There's a difference, Tech. There's a difference between me low-key liking Logan Paul and liking his theme song. His theme song is so annoying that I enjoy it. I do not like Logan Paul. I've been very adamant about that ever since he had a bad match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania 41.
Yeah, if you
that was my cutting off point.
If anyone thinks that SP3 likes Logan Paul, you clearly probably don't pay attention or listen to the show. Every time he does that bullshit song, it's in troll mode.
Yes, Absolutely.
In 100% troll mode. Because he knows how much I dislike him. And I try to tolerate him. But he's doing it for fun. Because the song is so dumb, it'll catch you. Humble. All that bullshit.
Humble. Why am I so cute and I'm so humble?
Yeah, like
even Stat King says it. Yes. We got Power Driver who says, drop the wrestling album, SB3. See, that's the merchandise. That's a merchandise thing I can get with us singing wrestling themes. That should be that should be an album.
Absolutely. I'm still waiting on some merch ideas.
Yes, we still have we need more in the chat. Yes, I got to spin the block on that. I will put that up.
Block on this wrestling merch, on this True Heel Heat merch.
We got Short King the Goat who says, did y'all see Jim Cornette's comments where he actually said Austin Theory will be better than Kyle Fletcher in 5 years and Fletcher will only be better in WWE? I don't know if y'all addressed it. Sorry if you did. We have not, because I don't take Jim Cornette seriously and his hatred for AEW, but that might be the dumbest shit he said in the last
ever.
4 months.
Ever.
No, he said dumb as shit. He said dumb as shit.
Yeah, he's got a laundry list of dumb shit. So, I mean, it's right up his alley. It's like between like dumb shit that he would say and dumb shit that Eric Bischoff would say. They like kind of go hand in hand, like two jack-offs saying dumb shit to get attention. You know that's what these old washed up crackers would do.
This is what they do.
You know,
remember Eric Bischoff said that TNA just needed a good TV deal and they'd be the third biggest promotion.
Yeah, you know,
the second biggest promotion. They would pass AEW.
These attention-seeking whores, bro. They just want attention. That's it. They just want attention, clicks, and comments. You know, you probably don't get the love back at home or the attention, so they just try to dive into the toxic wrestling community. And if we respond, see, we've already talked about him. He's already getting more attention than he's getting at home.
This is true. So we got Project Finisher who says, pack it up, washed. That should be a t-shirt. This Chrissy Love, the Chrissy Love catchphrase. I know you.
This is why I'm telling you, like, once this shit starts, I've already conceded knowing that whatever t-shirts that Chrissy is going to be on is going to be the hottest selling shirts.
This is true.
Because her one-liners and her quotes about her the most disliked people are Hall of Fame worthy.
It's true. We got Tech who says, I was joking with you. I know you were, Tech. Don't worry. Which is why the emoji, but I know it's the troll. Yeah, I do it for the love of the troll. The love of the troll is good. Stag King says, at the end of the day, for J News merch ideas. Yes, I like that. Yeah, we need a disclaimer shirt for Jimmy Macaram. Jimmy Macaram has to sign over his likeness.
Shirt?
Huh?
A disclaimer shirt?
No, a Jimmy disclaimer
like
shirt.
A disclaimer? I mean, you got to put a couple of his disclaimer quotes in there. Have them shit kind of like half blurred out.
Yeah.
Have them half blurred out.
See, we do. Swerve is a C ** N.
Yo, star is crack. That's classic. Yes.
Oh yeah, yes. The no disrespect shirt. Yeah, we definitely need that. Where he proceeds to disrespect everyone after he says no disrespect.
Absolutely.
Chuck Berry says, I could really go for a Zoe Stark rant right about now. LOL. She's been injured. Why y'all?
Listen, listen. All you gotta do is catch the flagship podcast on any random Saturday, and there will be a random Zoe Stark fire shot in there somewhere, and they could be talking about the men's gauntlet match in fucking AEW Dynamite.
Yo, for real. She just gets reminded of Zoe and she just goes off. It's always a good time. Up next, we get a video package highlighting what happened with Randy Orton turning on Cody Rhodes, and we get Randy Orton interviewed by Michael Cole. As it cuts to the announcers, and Cole introduces Randy Orton, who appears on a very grainy, low quality video, like he was filmed on a potato. Orton is on the phone with someone, so Cole and the audience had to wait. Orton tells the mystery person that he was happy to see them a couple of weeks ago and agreed with them that it was about time for him to do what he did, which was turn heel on Cody Rhodes. He told the person he appreciated what they were doing, but told them that he had to get to the interview. He then hangs up. Cole is about to ask his first question when Orton tells him that no, he's changed his mind. He wasn't doing an interview tonight. Orton says that he had a conversation with someone who had a brain, and they said something profound to him, something that made him think about his life, something that made him think about who he was and what he was. They made him understand why he did what he did to Cody Rhodes. Orton told Cole, "I'm a killer, and wrestling has more than one royal family." The feed cuts and the interview is over.
Dog, that was so corny. That was
the question. So corny. The question though is, who was on the phone, JJ?
I couldn't even care enough to try to think. I just hope it's not another old person. I just hope it's not like another old friend. Like, it would make, there's so many things that would just make no sense. Could he be on the phone with Jericho?
I think like these are the options that went through my head. I think realistically, you got Bob Orton, his father.
Oh God, who cares?
You got Ric Flair, his former mentor. And then the wild card to it all, the one that makes a lot of sense considering who he's facing at WrestleMania, but at the same time, it's a wild card because this man literally missed out on WrestleMania last year because he's so busy. The Rock.
Oh my God, those are all so cringe.
The Rock? I think The Rock is the best option.
The fuck does Rock have any association with Randy Orton?
It's about Cody. It's about the hatred for Cody.
Oh, yeah, you can miss me with that.
And it makes sense with wrestling has more than one royal family. It has to be someone who has a family, a wrestling family. So The Rock makes sense. Flair makes sense. Bob Orton makes sense.
They're all bad choices. But it would be nice to see Bob Orton. Just because it would be a one-off. It would be a one-off deal. We won't have to see him again. I mean, I guess whoever it is, we won't have to see him again. We won't see The Rock again after he makes his appearance, if he does. And Ric Flair would probably get fucked up somewhere, and we won't see him anywhere again.
Do that.
Yeah, it's all bad choices.
Hey, this is true. Pedro, he still needs the Cody soul.
God, this Orton Cody shit is not good.
The angle was good. It just didn't get the reaction that I think WWE really
because
wanted.
This shit was lame as fuck until that happened. And now it's supposed to have all of this traction and interest now. This heel turn should have happened more than a year ago.
Agreed.
Like, this shit should have happened since last year's SummerSlam. But no, we had to put everything on pause for for this lame ass John Cena heel run. Now it's supposed to be just interested. Whatever.
Yeah. Everybody wants to see this matchup now.
Sure about
It's gonna headline. It's gonna headline night one of WrestleMania.
I mean, because it has to.
I would say out of the two last shows, Orton and Cody had a better final segment than CM Punk and Roman Reigns.
I mean, yeah, and anybody that ends up getting the shit beat out of them, of course, is going to be a better segment. Especially than being, let's just get to it at some point.
Tech says Ted DiBiase Jr. LOL. Yeah, he called them from prison.
Yo, do you see how much larceny is going into this? Like, this is just all this hyperbole. This is all just dumb. Like,
WWE.
But there's nothing baking on this with whatever they're doing.
Nope. No, not whatsoever. Backstage, though, they did announce that Randy Orton will be on Friday Night SmackDown this Friday, so we'll hear from him then. But up next, we get backstage, and Dragon Lee's recovering from his matchup with Penta when Javon Evans approaches him. Evans was excited about Dragon's performance earlier in the show, but they were interrupted by Kofi Kingston. Kofi was less than friendly about Dragon Lee and also to Javon a bit. He says that there were people on the roster who can lift Evans up, while others were just going to dragon him down. Get it? Dragging him? Evans gave Kingston an answer. He was like, he was going to think about it a little bit longer, but you know what? After saying that, the answer is no. Evans walks off as Grayson Waller comes in. Grayson Waller told Kofi that he doesn't see he doesn't know what he sees in Javon Evans. And Kingston says that he heard the same thing from people about him and Woods heard the same thing about that from other people about him. But he was like, he knows talent when he sees it. Kingston and Waller were then accosted by none other than Danhausen. Danhausen here. He proposing, how about I be the replacement for Xavier Woods, instead of the Bootios, we make the Cursios and all that. And they remind him that the Bootios were from 10 years ago, so they decline his offer to be a part of the New Day. Danhausen didn't appreciate being turned down. He's like, so you're telling me I can't be a part of the New Day? And they're like, no, you cannot. He says, well, then I just have 3 words for you. You are Kofi, the smartest person in the room yet, understands that this is bad news, and he pulls Grayson Waller in the way before Danhausen says, cursed. And he wound up at Grayson Waller. So Grayson Waller is now cursed. He says, you are cursed. You are cursed. You are cursed. Grayson Waller then is pissed. He looks at Kofi for pushing him in the way, and then he looks for Danhausen, who vanishes, and they are left to basically discuss who actually got cursed here. And then we go over to Michael Cole at the commentary desk with no enthusiasm whatsoever. He is saying, Danhausen rocks. Danhausen rocks. Michael Cole, you fucking suck. This was entertaining, though.
The best thing to ever happen to Grayson Waller in his career is to get cursed. I loved it because now Grayson Waller can transition off of TV after getting cursed off of it now. Thank you, Danhausen. You, my friend, are the man. We love you, sir. I love you, sir, because you are now one step closer to getting Grayson Waller's bum ass off TV. Thank you, sir.
So you're saying you're a Fanhausen?
Oh, I'm absolutely, especially if he gets Grayson Waller off TV. Oh, I'm a mega Fanhausen if that happens.
Next up, I want to know if you're a fan housing about this matchup. Non-title match, WWE Women's World Champion Stephanie Vicaire versus guess who? The rivalry continues. Raquel Rodriguez with Liv Morgan. So I have a fun little fact for you, JJ. Stephanie Vicaire has competed in 8 matches since the month of November. 7 have been with Raquel Rodriguez as one of her opponents.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm very aware, sir. I'm very fucking aware. The only fucking bum that I've seen my girl partner up with in the whole back half of 2025. And now the shit is bled into the middle of March of 2026.
11. 7 out of 8. 7 out of 8 matches with Raquel Rodriguez. It's hilarious.
La Bumga.
Vicaire went on offense early on, but distracted herself by peering at Liv, who was just standing at ringside. That allowed Raquel to grab her and lawn dart her into the ring post on the outside. Vicaire fought back and looked for the devil's kiss. He was able to hit it after the commercial break. Morgan leapt onto the apron and caused another distraction for Vicaire. This led to the music of Io Sky hitting. The former WWE Women's World Champion ran out to her music. She chased Liv around ringside. Sky's help, though, was for naught as Raquel tackled her and Sky went over the announce table and she was laid out. Way to go, Io. You are such a help here. Vicaire then dove off the apron and wiped out Rodriguez before chucking Liv Morgan into the timekeeper's area. Back in the ring, Rodriguez went for the Tejada bomb, but Vicaire was able to counter. She gets a cradle for the 1-2-3 and gets the victory here in this non-title matchup. This was a match. It went over 10 minutes. Thoughts?
So basically the entire run of Stephanie Vicaire's title run. This is literally the only way I can do this is this. I am so dizzy. I am so over. I'm just over Stephanie being champion at this point. Because all she's gonna get is the same bitches every week. This is all it's gonna be. This is literally the entire nutshell of what they're gonna give this woman for the entire run of her championship. This is what she's gonna get. This is it. This is it. This is all we're getting. This is the apex of her run. Is getting to the arena, off the airplane, and we just, who's my opponent? It's Raquel. Who is it again? It's Raquel. Who's it going to be again? It's fucking Raquel. Fuck! It's March of 2026. It's March. It's Raquel. Again.
It's been Raquel. This is a constant loop of Raquel.
It's a never-ending loop. It just doesn't stop. It just. Oh, I'm in a fucking vortex. This is what a vortex feels like. This is exactly what a vortex feels like. You can't escape the shit.
She's been stuck in this Judgment Day vortex for 4 months. 4 fucking months. And all the, you know what the end is? Her losing the title to Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. Congratulations. Thanks.
They hate her. Clearly. They hate her. They hate her. There's no way they like Stephanie McCare. There's no way. There's no way. I won't buy it. I can't. There's no way. There's no way. They have
hate her at this point,
the
right?
largest women's roster on the planet. And she's fought this chick 7 times.
Stat King, you're actually wrong. He says, I mean, it could be Ivy Now all these times instead of Raquel. I think we would prefer Ivy Now at this point. They have exhausted us that much that I would rather Ivy Now than Raquel Rodriguez.
Anyone. I'd even take Maxine Dupree at this point. I'd take Natty at this point. You got Kairi Sane just chilling. You got Bayley doing nothing. You got Lyra Valkyria doing nothing. But we give her the same ass bum every fucking week. Same ass bum every fucking week. We get
even people like Power Driver who freaking is like a big supporter of Raquel because he's also from Texas and he's also Hispanic. He's like, folks gotta stop praising the idea that Raquel is getting better and better weekly by 0.05%. And I was supporting Raquel.
Yeah, how's that feel? And guess what? She's 0 for 7. She's 0 and 7. Why does this chick keep getting fucking matches? Why?
I think she won one of those tag team matches. I'm pretty sure.
Classify as being a bum. Nothing will.
I think Josh was in the chat too. Josh, you heard his request. He needs Raquel on the bum 15 adjustment.
I need her.
Oh yeah. She was number 9.
For She's bum of 9. The month.
Oh, okay. So March bum of the month. You're asking for contention for Raquel.
Like, yo. Why is she constantly in position and she is constantly losing? Like, this was even a non-title match.
It was a non-title match.
She loses everything. like, why is she even allowed to be in the ring with this woman again?
Yo, you got a perfectly fine Kabuki Warriors who haven't been doing nothing since they lost the tag team titles. Segments.
You got Asuka yelling at Kairi when Asuka and fucking Stephanie could be putting on banger after banger. But no, you sent her fucking Raquel again.
Raw has the best women's roster of any brand in WWE, and you have done 7 out of 8 matches involving Stephanie McCare and Raquel Rodriguez. That is preposterous.
It's actually insane. It's I'm not gonna keep ranting about this. Because that's going to be me looking dumb, expecting something different to happen. Yeah. This is it. This is what she gets. This is all Stephanie's gonna get, as long as she's on the Raw roster.
But remember, guys, WWE was her dream. This was her dream. She could have got more money by signing with AEW. She could have still been doing her thing in CMLL, but she wanted to live her dream. She's getting paid. She's getting paid now that she's on the main roster, so more power to her. But damn, man, they don't give a fuck about your booking.
They're not even trying, dog. They're not even trying. Like, you got this whole you got all these NXT girls that she could be doing open challenges with. You got girls from SmackDown that she could be potentially having banger. Like, just imagine Stephanie and Julia going at it again.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep getting this bum. The same bum. Yo, dog, I got a headache now. It's March 17th, 2026.
It is
2026. We're in the third March. We're about to end the first quarter of the year. And we're still saying these two names in the same match.
The bum vortex. The bum vortex is crazy.
Is it anything other than the bum vortex?
I mean,
Stephanie's stuck inside this bum vortex.
Let's go to backstage where Bayley is loudly complained to Lyra Valkyria backstage about her loss against AJ Lee. So Valkyria loudly told her to stop yelling at her. Valkyria says that she wanted to see Bayley get to WrestleMania more than anything because of what happened last year. So she said that they would do it and they would do it together. So she knew that she was talking about the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, and so did the Kabuki Warriors. The Kabuki Warriors come in, and Asuka blames them for costing her a shot at the IC title, and that says that if she was in that matchup tonight, then she would have beat AJ Lee, unlike Bayley was able to. We also saw during this whole segment, Austin Theory was checking on Maxine Dupree after her loss to Natalya, but she might be joining the Vision. That's exactly what the Vision needs. Maxine Dupree, ladies and gentlemen. When they leave, you get Bayley looks at Lyra and says that they sound like they are going after the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, and then Lyra says, "Let's go talk to Adam Pearce." And it seems like they want a shot of their own. So maybe this sets up a tag team title number one contenders matchup between the Kabuki Warriors and Lyra and Bayley. Everybody was talking about this segment mostly because of the Easter egg of Theory checking on Maxine Dupree. Are we getting Maxine Dupree in the Vision?
I just got more upset by seeing that picture that you had of all four of those talented women
who are not
that Stephanie does not get to work with. That whole picture, all of them, she don't get to work with none of them.
Nope.
None of them.
Nope.
She'd have a better match times 20 with any of them.
Yep. I agree.
That picture just pissed me off. Because they showed them all in the same shot. Like, here's the buffet you can't have.
We got Short King the Goat. He says, "I'm over this Bayley and Lyra stuff, honestly." I can understand that. I think that Bayley and Lyra should win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. I think it's going to be a multi-woman, a multi-tag team matchup. I don't know if they'll do tag team turmoil or they do a 5-way or 4-way or whatever, but I think it's going to be Irresistible Forces, Charlotte and Alexa, the Bellas, Bayley and Lyra, and the Kabuki Warriors for the tag team titles.
At least somebody sounds like they're gonna get treated right.
Hey, Stephanie's in a she's in a WrestleMania main event against Liv Morgan.
Doesn't feel like it.
Fair. Then we go backstage to LA Knight, who approached Jimmy and Jey Uso. Knight asked about them getting all cozy with Roman Reigns again. Jimmy says that it was family business, and Jey told him to mind his business. Knight said no. He could appreciate family business, but he could not appreciate the bloodline coming back. The three of them were on the same page regarding the vision, but he could not be on the same page if that meant the return of the bloodline. Knight bumped fists with Jimmy Uso, but Jey did not return the favor, so Knight just yells in his face, and walks away.
Yeah, I'm kind of like
LA Knight is a part of this whole directionless people because he's not doing anything. He's not facing Logan Paul. He's not facing Austin Theory. Bronson Reed is injured. Braun Breaker's coming back, and if he's coming back, he's facing Seth Rollins. So he's right there with Gunther as guys who got nothing to do at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I'm kind of liking how Jey is just continuously, and he is being fucking consistent with being this petulant child. He's just this hothead child right now.
I enjoy it.
He's so bitter. He's so bitter, conflicted, confused. He don't know what he's doing. But goodness gracious, they just got all these people, and they ain't got nothing going on for them. How many official WrestleMania matches they got? 4, 5?
We got 5. Roman and Punk. We got Orton and Cody. We got Stephanie and Liv. We got Jade and Rhea. We got Brock and Oba. And I think that's it. We're a month out. They still got time.
That's fine. Still got time. How many of them are in stories that looks like it's going to lead to matches?
We got the Usos and Vision. That seems like it's going to be a matchup.
WrestleMania?
Yep. We got the Wyatts and the MFTs in some form or fashion.
WrestleMania?
Yep. We got Jelly Roll and a tag team partner versus The Miz and Kit Wilson.
This is not WrestleMania.
We got Tiffany
SmackDown and Raw matches.
We got Tiffany Stratton and Julia for the U.S. title.
Okay, that's serviceable.
Becky Lynch and AJ Lee for the women's Intercontinental Championship.
That's a foregone conclusion.
Finn and Dom.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else. What else is going on here? Whatever they're doing with the women's tag team titles, like I said, I think they're going to do like a 5-way with the women. That's it. So we're going to have 12 matches.
So each night is going to have like 4 or 5 matches?
No, 6 matches. 12. We got 12.
Got it. It's going to be a lot of bullshit on this card.
They'll probably name like 2 more matches. I'm not thinking of currently. Maybe something for the US title, something for the Intercontinental title. That brings them up to 14. And they can do 7 each night, which they have done the last 2 years.
Okay. All right.
Hey, we might get both mid-card women's titles on the line. So that's way more than they have done in the past.
That's true. That means they'll actually have 4 women's matches at WrestleMania.
5
Maybe
with the
5.
tag team titles. Yeah.
Wow. That's history.
Mm-hmm. King Greg saying LA Knight versus Gunther, problem solved. That would be so beneath Gunther. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The man who beat John Cena in his final matchup, Goldberg in his final matchup, AJ Styles retired him, and he's facing LA Knight at WrestleMania.
Somebody says 6. What's the 6 women's match?
No, that's the report. The report is 6 women's matches, but I'll tell y'all something. It don't look like we getting Io Sky versus Asuka or Io Sky versus Asuka versus Kairi Sane. These motherfuckers haven't feuded in like 3 months.
I thought right under the comment it said Dom versus Finn. I was like, y'all not counting that as a women's match, right? King Greg says 20 minutes of Danhausen. They'll fill it out. Oh, they'll definitely fill out the car with bullshit and ads.
Yeah, I mentioned Alexa Bliss Gamer. I mentioned Finn and Dom when I was running down the matches that have stories. So we'll see. We shall see. But it's time to talk about the final segment on this show. Roman Reigns coming out to talk to his people in San Antonio, Texas. He says, San Antonio, acknowledge me. And they did. They chanted OTC. Reigns says that they could hear that backstage. They knew whose show this was. Reigns was in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Reigns says that the fans should forgive Phil for getting confused, thinking that this was his show. Reigns invited Phil to the ring, and CM Punk made his way down very slowly, making his way around the ringside area and greeting the fans in celebratory fashion. Finally, Phil comes into the ring, and Reigns greeted him by saying, "Welcome to my ring. Welcome to my main event." Punk said that Reigns kept using his government name like it was meant to be an insult. His friends and family were allowed to call him Phil. Maybe Punk would call Reigns Titty Taki or whatever his real name was. But Punk didn't obsess over him or read his Wikipedia page. Punk certainly wouldn't call him Joe because that would be insulting to a real Samoan whom he loved very much. Reigns suggested that he call Joe, who could remind him who his tribal chief was. Punk heard Reigns earlier say he was sending all the Samoans after him. Reigns says that he was only telling them to do what they gotta do. Punk said that the only thing they would do is high-five him, just like everyone in San Antonio was. Punk said, wait, watch this. Doesn't it feel great to be alive on a Monday night in San Antonio or what? The fans then chanted, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. But then soon after, chanted, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. Punk was surprised that Reigns hadn't swung on him yet. Reigns says that he wasn't surprised to hear that because he was on everyone's mind all the time. They were in the main event, and the truth was Punk on his own hasn't main evented anything all year, not even the European tour. Damn. Punk said he called for Reigns last week, but he was too chicken shit to show up, so he sent his cousins instead. Punk was a habitual line stepper, which is why the fans loved him and Reigns didn't. Jimmy and Jay handled their business last week, and Punk admitted he deserved it. It was the right message, but the wrong messenger. Punk wondered who the real tribal chief was. Reigns wasn't impressed. He asked the fans if this was really what they were cheering for. Reigns had heard these tribal chief accusations for 5 years. Reigns called Punk trite and redundant. He mentioned Punk calling him a part-timer, but Reigns advised him to talk to the real top players about that, like his wife. Ooh. Reigns told him to stop wasting his time, and until he came up with something that actually phased him, he was going to leave. Reigns tried to leave the ring, but Punk blocked him twice. Reigns tried to go around him, so Punk left the ring and cut him off. Punk says that this was his show and it wasn't time to go yet. He says, go back into the ring like a good young boy. And Reigns actually listened. Punk gets into the ring and he says WrestleMania would be Reigns' last main event. Punk would hoist him up over his beautiful head of hair and bring him crashing down to earth, drop him to his knees, and split his ego in two on the grandest stage of them all. Reigns called Punk delusional. Punk was great on the mic and at the mental games, but he couldn't phase him. Reigns was the most successful superstar Punk has ever faced. When the talking was done, Punk couldn't do the walking. Punk wasn't stronger than him, wasn't faster than him. He's not even prettier than him. He's way prettier than him. The title around Punk's waist was an embarrassment. You're nothing but a tryhard who made the rest of us look terrible. Because at the end of the day, all you are, you're old. And that was enough to set CM Punk off. He drops Roman Reigns with a right hand. Officials ran down to settle Punk as he stood over Reigns. Reigns started laughing at him. He said, oh, I got under his skin. You say one thing and he just goes off. The show ends with officials and security pulling Punk away from the ring while Roman laughed at Punk and realizing that he has gotten him in the mental game of it all. Roman Reigns will challenge CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. You would think that this was coming soon, but we're a month out and they have already lost the plot. Jesus fucking Christ. This was so uninteresting. This was so uninspired. This was not how you follow up their last promo exchange. Punk brought up Roman's dead father and he didn't even mention it. The most mention that Punk had made to last week was saying that he deserved to get punched by the Usos and the right message, right messenger, but he's still not taking accountability for what he did. He's still not apologizing for what he did. He's not admitting what he did was actually wrong. He's just saying he deserved to get punched by the Usos. That's all he did. This was so, it really, my best reaction was to Jeremy and Joel for the In the Weeds chat, where I was like, God damn, they unloaded the clip in the first promo and they don't have anything left. We said this 2 weeks ago when they did that promo with the dead father line, that was scraping at the bottom of the barrel. It was still an effective segment, but they were both off of their games. And then going to dead father already, it just didn't fit with what's happened so far. It felt like these two promos should have been switched around. You should bring up the dead father in the third promo instead of the second promo if you're not going to go right to either brawling or making it even more personal with making more personal jabs. The most personal line that we had in all of this was Roman bringing up his wife, but even that remark, he's complimenting his wife, saying that she makes more money and she's a part-timer. Like, this was so frustrating to watch. This was by far the worst segment between Roman and Punk of this WrestleMania build. What did you think?
I can't stand pandering ass promos. And for this to be the third one, and this is off of what has been said prior. This is an introductory promo. This was this should have been the first interaction right here. This is the first interaction right here. But no, it's the third and fourth interaction, probably. Whatever it is. This dude, and anybody knows me, I love my tribal chief. I acknowledge him. But my man came off like a bitch. This entire promo. How are you not mad at what was said to you? How are your cousins more upset than you? How are you so just chill and so just in your element and in your world, and you want to turn the mind games around on him when you have said it yourself that you know you're better than him, but you're trying to get into his head? For what? If you're better than him, for what? Why do you need to get into his head if you're better than him? Why do you need to get into his head if you're bigger, you're faster, you're stronger, you're better looking, apparently? Why do you need to get into his head? If you already got the match won, why do you need to fuck with him? For what? And then for CM Punk, are you dead ass right now? The only thing that he said to you of substance was he called you old and it triggered you? You sensitive bitch. Like, it just, this didn't feel like something that would happen in real life. This didn't feel like something of an interaction of somebody disrespecting my father 2 weeks ago. This didn't feel like something that any normal person would react to if you're so-called hate that person. I hate you, but now I'm playing with you? Pause. But you don't like this dude. But now you're trying to flip the script and make him mad? This was so poorly done and so poorly placed. This would have been much better if this was their very first promo together. It's their third. It's their third. This is after Roman Reigns has expressed to him how much he hates him. This is expression from Roman Reigns telling him why he wanted this to be CM Punk. This is after CM Punk has this vividly said, I won't allow you to disrespect me, and I'm going to bury you next to your dead father. But now we get into a first physical altercation because he calls him old? Yeah, it felt flat, didn't it? Because that's exactly how the fuck it felt when I watched it. I really watched that shit 3 times. Just to make sure I didn't miss something when he said what he said to him. That would you're an embarrassment to the title. You're a go hard. And you're old.
Try hard.
You try hard and you're old. And this is what took CM Punk over the edge to lay hands. Oh yeah, this shit is about to, I don't know if it's gonna go in a downward spiral. Oh, but this shit went on a downward trajectory big time last night.
It just feels like in terms of quality, we have ventured off of the high quality of the first segment that they had together, and it really felt like they unloaded the clip. They talked about way too much, and that's what I said. I said that to you when we watched the first segment and we were reviewing it, And I was like, they talked about the podcast. They talked about this real life hatred and Punk making Roman's life harder than it needed to be. They talked about Punk leaving for 10 years. But Roman had the perfect response to him being a part-timer in that promo. And he's been trying to dig for other excuses to be a part-timer ever since, saying, I'm a full-time father. Oh, all you do is bring up that I'm a part-timer. He didn't. Why don't you just reiterate what you said in the first promo? You were gone for 10 years. I've been here for 10 years. I earned this spot to be a part-timer, to be making the most money and not be able to be here week after week. That should shut down the whole thing. It's very derivative of, it really feels like they ran out of material. And we got people in the chat that actually thinks that this was good. User says Roman has taken over the game without even trying. You hurt him where it hurts. Roman or Punk is worried about aging out of the company. I watched it now 3 times. It doesn't really connect all that well. And it didn't even get the big reaction from the fans either.
Because of there was no, that didn't feel like that was the end of the Roman promo. It felt incomplete. It didn't feel like it felt like he missed something in what he needed to say. And clearly what he missed was seeking the apology for his family that should have set him off.
He didn't even address it.
Punk.
Roman didn't even address it.
Fucking word. That's why I feel that this promo was so poorly placed, because of Roman's attitude during this entire promo. Roman, there's no way he should have been this cool coming into this promo. There's no way that your cousins are madder than you when he talked about your father. There's no way in a real life spectrum, even in kayfabe, that's true. Like, how are my cousins more upset than me when he's talking about me and mine? It just felt misdirected. It felt like it didn't connect any dots. And then the anger has now flipped to CM Punk being mad without Roman addressing CM Punk about what he said. I don't know what I'm missing, but this shit was not good.
It wasn't the proper follow-up to their last promo exchange. It was like they've been telling 3 different stories. They told a story of this real life drama, this real life hatred between each other, this personal, the one person who's gained all this success and became a big star over the last 10 years, someone who is kind of dealing with the fact that he might be on his last run and wants to take down this one last obstacle to prove himself as the world heavyweight champion. Then it became more personal with the line bringing up that he's going to bury him next to his dead father. And then this promo just didn't connect to that last promo. It feels very derivative of something else. This would be great. And I understand the point that you're trying to make, user. He's like, that's what Punk wants. Punk wants Roman to snap, and Roman knows that. That's fine, but you do need to actually address that. It was literally
yeah.
This whole segment was basically promoted as Roman Reigns addresses CM Punk's comment, and he did not do that.
Not one response to it. And you know what? If you're in that world, if you're in the world of physical contact or anything like that, if you say something about a relative of mine or a parent of mine that's no longer here, and that's what you want me to react, oh yeah, you're gonna get my reaction. I'm popping off on you because they can't say anything.
It basically is Punk basically insulted, disrespected your deceased father, and then he also got the drop on you and punched you in the face the next week that y'all went face to face.
So you shit on my dead parent, and then you get to deck me just because I said you're old? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That doesn't make sense.
And we should bring up.
You want me to react? I'm gonna react if you disrespect my father. I'm gonna react.
We should bring up Corey Haynes of bodyslam.net put out this report earlier today. He says sources indicate to Body Slam that last night's promo segment was not the original creative direction for the segment. That was clear. The original creative direction would have seen Roman Reigns respond to CM Punk talking about his father 2 weeks ago with a response about Larry. Instead, Roman mentioned Punk being old.
So, let me get this straight for people. So, if you shit on my family, my retort back to you is to play mind games with you? That's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be if I'm face to face with you. You're gonna turn it back into mind games against me? You're pussy.
This is not that's not a human response. That's not a human response
at all. Like, you gotta think logically. Like, if I'm in any one of your faces in the chat and I step to you and I mention somebody that's very, very close to you and disrespect their deceased selves, you're going to respond back to me by playing mind games with me? And that's representing your family? No, that's not.
Nah, I disagree, user. I don't know whose burner account this is. He says, I think it's great. I think it has a lot of story to tell. It's quite obvious they don't have a story to tell because they've told 3 different stories in 3 promos. It's all disconnected. It's not connected to one another at all. At all. And this would be great in a vacuum if you just did this segment. If this was the first promo or the second promo, great. You can't have this promo after you brought up dead father. You don't. That's not how it works. That's not how simple storytelling works. That is not the dead father line makes this now personal. It makes it. This is a guy you already said that you hated all this much
already,
and then he brings up your dead father. So yeah, you can go, oh, he wants him to react, but he's not going to give him the satisfaction of reacting. He made Punk snap, and then he laughed at him because he got in his head. That works perfect if he doesn't say your dead father. Like,
you're
not addressing that. That's
mind game is perfect if the dead father comment is never in here. Mind games is perfect.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna hear me if I'm putting simplest terms for anybody to understand. If I'm talking to SP3 and we are about to have a business arrangement, scheduled whatever match, and I despise this man, and I despise him to my fucking core, and I've made this public now, and SP now comes back and says, "Oh, he's gonna say what he says, and then he's gonna bury me next to my pops." The next time I see this man, I am laying him the fuck out. That's my intentions. Now, will it happen? Will he get the drop on me? Whatever happens, I'm going to attempt to lay that man out. I'm not going to go back and go be like, oh, I'm going to go get in his head. That's pussy shit.
And it's also wrestling 101 that you're not supposed to call your opponent fat, old, out of shape, anything like that, because one, you want to do a competitive 20+ minute matchup with him at WrestleMania. So that means that it's going to take you 20+ minutes to beat the fat guy, the old guy, the out of shape guy. And say CM Punk wins at WrestleMania. That means you lost to the old guy. Say if you do beat him at WrestleMania, You'd beat an old guy. Who
You're
cares?
supposed to.
Yeah, who cares? You beat the old guy. It goes against wrestling logic. This whole promo goes against wrestling logic. It goes against plain storytelling logic for what happened in the last promo that they had together. And it just doesn't work on athletic form. It doesn't work as a human form, a human reaction to what happened last time. This does not connect at all.
Roman was in too good of a fucking mood. He was in too good of a mood. And if you're carrying stories and then breaking it up by taking a week off, you should be even more hot coming into this shit.
This not only didn't connect to the last promo, it didn't connect to the backstage segments we saw on this show.
None of it lined up. None of it lined up. Literally, the Usos were the most consistent ones for the last 2 weeks. The Usos wanted to get CM Punk. That's what they wanted. They wanted to, if he doesn't apologize, we gonna get him. Roman is like, I got this. What's the worst he's gonna do? Beat me up? Well, yeah. He punched you in the fucking face.
Yeah, he punched you in the face and you just laughed. Kept rubbing your head like he actually hit you hard.
There's no logical explanation to let me know that this came off well, especially at the stage of the promo.
Yeah,
you got 3 hot family members, but now one is cool, calm, and collected and chill. No, miss me with that shit.
But we have made it to the end of this review for Rated Raw review number 111. But we want to know from you what you thought about last night's Monday Night Raw. Who was your MVP, your LVP, your moment of the night, your match of the night? Whether you gave the show a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give last night's show? For me and Top Guy JJ for the March 16th, 2026 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs in the middle from both of us. Out of 10, what did you give the show, JJ?
I'm going to give it a 6. I'm going to give it a 6. Fantastic opener. Banger match between Dragon Lee and Penta. And mind you, I don't like the promo, but the promo apparently now has a little bit more substance building into the next week. Wasn't good, wasn't great, but apparently there's carryover for whatever they're going to do. But a lot of bad parts in the show, but decent enough, especially with the Oba stuff. That kind of was... That was his apex. That was the apex of the show. And then it just kind of started to teeter down. And then we got a little pickup, and then it teetered down again.
I thought that the first half of the show was actually pretty solid. It was fine. Even the stuff I'm not into that much, like Grande's Grande drama. I thought that match was fine. I thought AJ and Bayley was better than how it started. And I like Becky Lynch being back. I really loved Penta and Dragon Lee. The highlight of the show was Oba Femi coming out for Brock Lesnar. But this show takes a nosedive after that Vision backstage segment, and then everything after that just didn't hit what it needed to hit. I'm not into Natty and Maxine. I'm not into Vicaire versus Rodriguez again. And I think they've totally shit the bed with the Vicaire Liv story going into WrestleMania. And then this was the weakest Roman Reigns and CM Punk segment so far in the build to WrestleMania. And it's one that the majority of people agree it did not work. It did not work. So MVP for the show, JJ?
Oba Femi.
Out of 10, I'm gonna give the show 6.5 out of 10. Like I said, I think the first half is good, the second half's not. But MVP, you said
Oba Femi.
I agree. Oba Femi for MVP. LVP for the show.
Roman Reigns. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go co LVP for Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I think this was the antithesis of their first segment together, where they were on a really bad episode of Monday Night Raw and they barely saved it from like a straight up thumbs down or a straight like 0 out of 10 show. And this was a semi decent show that just got worse with how bad that segment was for me.
Yeah, I mean, CM Punk is his normal pandering ass self, and what he was delivered, it's almost like he got such bad feedback from Roman, like he wasn't really able to kind of hit anything home.
Roman like just feels like he's coasting right now.
It was so weak. And it's like, yeah, it's almost like, yeah, he dragged CM Punk down too.
I agree. But I didn't think Punk was that much better.
No, he wasn't better at all.
Usually Punk is good enough to like make the save and capitalize in some way to bring it up in quality a bit. I just felt like they both felt like they were coasting. Like they didn't go with the original creative direction and they just kind of went out there and just said, "Oh, let's just wing it," and it just failed. It came off flat.
Facts.
What was your match of the night?
Penta and Dragon Lee.
Penta and Dragon Lee by a country mile, yes.
Yeah, is this a trick question?
And moment of the night, Oba Femi dropping Brock Lesnar.
Oba Femi dropping Brock Lesnar, putting that foot on the chest and pointing to WrestleMania.
Indeed, we are in agreement there as well. We got a couple of people in the chat. Chuck Berry says moment of the night was definitely Oba over trouncing Brock. We got an MVP for Oba Femi, another MVP for Oba Femi. We got a moment of the night to Oba dropping Brock from King Davion. Davion went with a 6 out of 10 for the show. We got Power Driver Finisher who gives Oba the MVP. Sanjo says 6 out of 10 for that one. Chuck Berries who says match of the night was Penta versus Dragon Lee, and they are my MVPs as well. We got Power Driver Finisher who says the Pauls for LVP, and Chuck Berry.
All of them. Logan Paul Heyman, and Paul Levesque.
All the Pauls. It should have been all the Pauls. That would have made it perfect. We got Davion Lewis, a last comment here saying, great show as always, guys. Thanks for the laughs. Thank you guys in the chat, whether you agree or disagree with what we have to say. We appreciate y'all for sounding off in the live chat. We appreciate y'all super chat donations as always, and I appreciate my good brother Top Guy JJ for joining me today. Top Guy JJ, let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they will see you again.
On Instagram, you can find me at TrueHit_Top Guy JJ, and on the YouTube channel, I will be back next. I got double duty next week, so I'll be here next week for Rated Raw review. Hopefully, it's better, and I will be on the Saturday that week as well for True Heel Heat for the flagship podcast and my March appearance.
There you go. You get double the JJ next week. You get some more of me in 2 days' time. I'll be live here on Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time with AE Ramble, the best AEW Dynamite review in the land. Me and Jimmy Macaram reviewing the post-revolution edition of AEW Dynamite. Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best way to support us when we're not live here. If you like AEW content, check out our AEW Revolution 2026 review. Myself, Jay News, Professor Chris, John Escudero from Dirt Sheet Radio, and Tempest of Wrestle Purist all joined us to break down the action from Los Angeles, California, the first AEW pay-per-view of 2026. Of course, we'll be back for AE Ramble. We got the flagship podcast on Saturday, 10:05. No, on Sunday, excuse me. We're on special day and time. Sunday at 10:05 a.m. Eastern time this week. Saturday, we'll have some True Hill Heat cuts for you to enjoy. And of course, we'll be seeing you on Thursday for AE Ramble. But for Top Guy JJ, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 111, The Ruler and the Beast, for the March 16, 2026 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until next time.
Roman, fucking step up, bro.